What's going on, Taurus? Welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a phenomenal week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just amazing, Taurus, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. Did you hear that, Taurus? Oh, it's your general energy weekly spread. So, Taurus, with this general energy weekly spread, whenever you happen to come across this video, there may be some messages here for you, okay? And then, just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation. So with all that being said, where'd my mouse go? Let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Taurus. So Taurus, with this spread, I'll be pulling a few oracle cards and then we'll be getting some tarot to get some details on this thing. But before we jump into it, these readings that I do, they're not gender specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? And then the decks that I'm working with, in case y'all were curious, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested there, Taurus. Wow. Stay calm, Taurus. So you got the fifth card of Pisces here, which is the spilled milk card. And I feel like, Taurus, we're familiar with spilled milk. Because with the spilled milk card, this is a card of regret. Accidents happen. Don't sweat the small stuff. Mistakes. Leave it in the past. It's over. Cannot be changed. Disappointed. Clean up time. Let it go. And minor problems. And Taurus, I really feel like the bigger things, you know, the focus here with this spilled milk is the leaving it in the past and, you know, realizing that certain things cannot be changed, you know, after a certain situations, because this to me is like I won't diminish it, because this to me is kind of like a baby tower moment, but that's not to say, you know, if we're dealing with maybe a gallon-sized milk problem, you know, I get where it can be tough at first, but here's the thing, when we can come at it from a place where it's just like, okay, this has happened, you know, like, and there's like, where do we go from here? You know, I feel like, the spilled milk card, I feel like, asks us, what is our initial reaction when things go down? Do we get just like real frustrated, you know, kind of like blind with rage, you know, do we freeze, you know, just kind of panic? Do we run? You know, what does that look like? And if we do anything but face the problem, then let's sit down and figure out what that is, you know, why that response happens, so that we can get eyes on it, so that when it comes around in the future, we're not so caught off guard. Because here's the thing, milk's going to keep spilling no matter what, Taurus, you know, that's just the whole point of the journey. But we just become experts at sometimes even getting ahead of the mess. But when it goes down, we get more tools to help deal with these things, so that it can become, instead of being like big tower moments, if we have been dealing with like gallon-sized milk problems, they can become more sort of like cup size and things. And I hope that analogy makes sense. But you know, we just don't want to we don't want to sweat the small stuff, focus on any kind of mistakes. But I'm also getting with this card too, just considering when this is being released, Taurus. This is happening on the day of the new moon, or the lunar eclipse that's happening in Scorpio, which Scorpio is your opposite sign. And since that this is happening in a fixed sign, you might be feeling this energy, you know, might be feeling a little more potently than other signs, Taurus, just, you know, being a fixed sign. But this energy is all about letting go and transformation, metamorphosis, leaving the old ways of operating in the past, so that we can embody that higher octave of ourselves. And so if we have any sort of like regrets, mistakes, any sort of disappointments that have been kind of dragging us down, that have, you know, been lowering our vibrations, and we haven't quite healed from that stuff, this is great energy to be thinking about that. What does that healing look like? How can we be kind to yourself, be gentle with yourself when these situations happen, because mistakes, big or small, they happen. You know, now how they happen, sure, we can nitpick and be all day, but what's that going to solve right now? You know, that's the biggest thing. Just, I feel like really when milk is spilled, we need to be as present as possible and figure out how we can channel that energy to alleviate this thing, you know, get ahead of this. But let's get some tarot on this and get a little more details. All right, let's see what we have here, Taurus. Love it, absolutely. Dope. So you got the Eight of Wands, Eight of Swords, Knight of Wands, and the Page of Pentacles. And this is all up right here, Pisces. All right up here, Taurus. And with this energy, Taurus, I really feel like when this stuff happens, like how we were talking about with Eight of Swords, what is our reaction that happens here? You know, if we do anything but face this problem, we want to get eyes on that, because that's, in a way, that's us putting ourselves like in a prison. You know, whether we well, if we fight, that's dope, you know, but even then, it's just like, how are we fighting? Are we being reactive, or are we being proactive? But you know, if we're fighting, you know, if we're being reactive, if we're freeze, if we fight, or you know what I'm trying to say. If we feel trapped, or you know, if we feel like we can't overcome these situations, you know, we want to realize that absolutely you can. This is just a mindset that you're telling yourself, because you've created solutions out of spilled milk in the past, Taurus. How it may have translated a little bit differently, might have been a little less severe than maybe what's going down now, but thankfully you're you know, from then to now, you're a stronger Taurus. You know, you're someone who's had time and practice to work with these energies, to get an understanding, to know that, hey, this isn't trying to bring me down. This is making me strong. You know, the Knight of Wands, this is Leo. He rules the first two decans of Leo and then the last one of Cancer. And so when there's an opportunity really to kind of show that he can, you know, kind of show off and really show that he can rise up above, and two, you know, it's not even just that, just to show that he's just all badass. It's just to more so prove to himself more than to others that, yeah, like, this might suck, but you know, I can do this. You know, I have the skills to rise up and take a spilled milk situation and turn it into something abundant. But we have to take that energy and apply it, Taurus. And I really feel like too, you know, just with the Eight of Wands, this can be very fast energy, and where, yes, we want to be, you know, tackle this thing as swiftly as possible. We don't, like I was saying earlier, we just want to be mindful of being reactive. You know, we don't want to make us, you know, exacerbate a situation by you know, just you know, doing knee-jerk stuff. Take a moment, assess, figure out, let's get some steps, let's get some game plans, and then start taking action. But yeah, just really with Knight of Wands, know that you can get through this, and really, who knows what might come out of this, even if this is not like because you know, this could be like a business, you know, this could be however applied to your situation. But even if we're not getting like maybe like actual coins or pentacles, you know, finances out of this, you're getting some kind of growth, whether this, because the pentacles deal with more than just your finances. They deal with your health, your manifestation, your material resources. So who knows what type of things you're going to accumulate, but know you're going to get something for this. This milk, just like how they tell you that milk makes your bones grow, you know, they say the milk makes your bones go stronger. This spilled milk situation is going to make you go stronger. It's going to help you tackle these situations faster, you know, and just more efficiently. It's just all types of good stuff here, Taurus, but it really is just a matter of perspective, you know, with this Eight of Swords. So just something to keep in mind of. Mark, let's see what else we have. Queen of Cups. Absolutely, with the Queen of Cups. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Let me see what else we have here, Taurus. So we have Queen of Cups in reverse. Okay, and then we have Five of Wands in reverse. And so, and here's the thing. This is what we want to really try to avoid here. Don't let this thing throw you out of whack to where we get in our emotions, to where we get frustrated, because this is Cancer's card. And where this situation can have us feeling a number of things, Taurus. Whatever this conflict is, it's meant to, this really is just trying to show you how do you operate under pressure, when we need to really rise up and we have to face this thing. What does that look like? And then when it's done, Taurus, because it's really, I feel like the sooner that the sooner that we get a game plan and face it, the easier it is we can process this stuff. But really take time in these energies too, or when these situations happen, reflect on this stuff. How did you respond to this thing? Did we respond how we wanted to? Was it a little more heated than we would have liked? Where could we have brought it more if we're thinking about that? And then just apply that to the future, for future situations to come. But just don't, I feel like, just last a little bit with this Five of Wands. Don't let this thing keep you at a state of conflict, or keep you in a place of frustration, or that, for you, because maybe something too, if this is a situation that is, we need some help with this. Don't feel like you can't ask for help out of a situation, whatever this is looking like. But just consider that as well. Don't let because this card is Mars and Leo. And when you think about Leo energy, sometimes Leo it has a tendency, unbalanced, can be more kind of prideful, and we just want to be mindful of that. We don't want to let pride get in the way, get us in like a trickier situation, Taurus. So just something to think about. Alrighty, let's get some to drink, and then let's get another oracle on this mix. Oh, okay. So efficient, Taurus. Oh, all right. We're still staying calm, Taurus. I got to work on that. You got the third card of Aquarius here, which is the Black Widow. And with the Black Widow card, this is a card of betrayal, warning, twisted, turncoat, cunning, danger, toxic situation or relationship, web of control, entrapment, unexpected attack, insidious, poisonous, and low vibrations. And Taurus, I feel like this can be a number of things. If we have, let's say, for example, people in our lives Black Widows, who might be causing you turmoil, spilled milk stuff and all these things, tower moments, then and I know this can seem like a duh, but it can be just any way that someone is lowering your vibrations, because when that's happening, that's how spilled milks happen, when we're not operating at our finest. So if you notice someone who's just lowering the vibe, let's get some distance between that, whether this is a person or maybe this is like a situation. If we're just any situation you may find yourself in the future, if we're in like a weird kind of work thing, or maybe in some kind of, some sort of like partnership or some obligation as of right now, you feel like you're in some sort of entrapment or some kind of thing, we want to get eyes on that, and we want to start get out of this trap space here, if that's something if this is resonating with you. But I also feel like with this, Taurus, there's just something here just really about trusting your intuition, because there's part of me feels like that maybe this is something that we knew, like, how do I want to put this? When you find yourself in a situation, Taurus, where you shouldn't do something, but you go against your better instincts anyway, and just like, let's just see, and then tower moment happens. I just feel like that, make sure that we're paying attention to any kind of warning signs. You know, if the body's indicating like, hey, this doesn't feel right, or any type of thing, you know, just pay attention to that, Taurus. Because yours is a very intuitive sign. You know, I've been talking about this really being in your season, something I've been really kind of thinking about. You know, yours I feel like is a sign, they put it as sensual, but I feel like sensual gives a sort of misconception, you know, that it can lead into like, just like Taurus just like to be handsy all the time. But no, it's that yours is a sign that your senses are, I feel like, more acute than that's like one of your superpowers, is that you can really feel out the environment, you know, through all 5 of your senses. And so really pay attention to that, you know, and never doubt those feelings, because that's why you're the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is like, he's the divine counterpart to the High Priestess. They're the 2 most intuitive figures in the tarot. So don't sleep on that for a second, and trust that intuition, Taurus. If it's because it might be trying to get you out or prevent you from getting into spilled milk situations. But let's get a little bit more on this Black Widow. See what's going down here. So I tell you, these Black Widows just be causing some problems sometimes. Okay. Love it. Okay, we got Wheel of Fortune. Oh, okay. Interesting. So this is a fascinating little pocket here, because you have the King of Cups in reverse. So hubby's here. King of Cups in reverse, the World in reverse, and then we have Temperance, Wheel of Fortune, and the 3 of Wands all upright. And I'm digging this little pocket. But here's this to me. This King of Cups, Queen of Cups here. You know, Taurus, there's just something like how I was talking with that intuition again. If there's something that, because after the King and Queen of Cups, if anybody's going to give the High Priestess and the Hierophant a run for the money as far as intuition goes, it would be these 2. But just how they're both popping up in reverse, if there's something that, again, if there's like a situation, or if we haven't been listening to our instincts, you know, something's been telling you, or there's been signals that like, just something doesn't feel right, but I don't know why we would go, well, you know what, because sometimes life happens, you know, like I was like, I don't know why we go against it, but I mean, I've done it, everyone's done it. But if it's getting you into a place where you just feel stuck in a rut, you know, where you can't seem to, because the world is like the last stop on the major arcana train before we start all over again as the Fool. And if something's preventing you from getting to this next step, from completing this journey, you know, from getting to this next cycle, from getting your abundance, from achieving balance, from achieving, because this here is a sick little pocket right here, this little lineup, because this is Jupiter, this is Sagittarius. Jupiter rules Sagittarius, so that's just abundance, just a little abundance pocket. If something's keeping you from expanding, from growing, from any of that, we need to adjust that. We need to take some time and reflect and really, you know, and if we've just been feeling this way in general, let's say it's not a person, and if we've just been feeling this way in general, do some meditation and figure out, get a deeper understanding for this, because both of these 2, you know, the Queen of Cups, she rules the first 2 decans of Cancer, last of Gemini. King of Cups, first 2 of Pisces, last of Aquarius. So they have a lot of water and a lot of air that they're working with. You know, get that head and heart connection. Figure out what's preventing this, so that we can move on to this abundance here, so that we can get on to new opportunities and to new horizons and expend this energy, you know, really start manifesting some things. But we got to remove ourselves from low vibrations. And if this is not something that's resonating with you, we want to be mindful of just anything that comes our way, however this looks. You know, this could be people, this could be situations, this could be whatever. You know, just be mindful of your decisions. And I feel like, you know, just doing things that just raise our vibration and keep us in harmony. That's going to be just the name of the game, just for the journey. You know, this is like, yes, apply this for your week for sure. Let this week be your practice for the rest of the duration of this journey. So Yeah, something, yeah, really, don't try, let's not get stuck in some kind of weird web or anything along those lines. And one more thing, just thinking with this Black Widow, like the poisonous part of it. If we get in a situation or find something, we find ourselves beating up ourselves, like how could I have gotten into this thing, whatever it is, whatever, if we're doing any sort of like self-deprecation or anything along those lines, we want to be mindful of the poison that we're slinging to ourselves. We don't want to, that's not how we heal. If we keep feeding that venom in ourselves and keep talking ourselves down, Eight of Swords, then we're just going to stay trapped. We want to raise our vibration. We want to figure like, okay, yeah, if we made a mistake, like, okay, crap, like I effed up. Okay, what am I going to do? Like I said, let's not stay in the part where you made the mistake. Be with it as long as it takes. Like that, you don't have to rush this thing. Be with it, understand it, but start taking those steps, just however that looks, if we're walking, running, crawling, just as long as we're making some kind of progress and keeping this wheel moving, Taurus. All right. I do. Overall, this is, we stay mindful. This is really solid. let's get one more on this. I love it. See, if we just stay mindful, look at that. Now we got the second card of Pisces. Now this story. Oh, interesting. So, well, hold on. We got the second card of Pisces, which is the Flamingos card, which is interesting with these two. So this is a card of soulmates, lovers, union, courtship, dating, attraction, seduce, long-term potential, displays of affection, charm, it factor, two of a kind, alluring, and je ne sais quoi. And just because I thought that was interesting that these two came up like that. If we're in some sort of relationship right now, if something doesn't feel right, but let's do two scenarios. If something doesn't if you've been feeling like there's been some kind of dissonance in your relationship as of late, I feel like that before we assume that things are going down, just if you've been feeling something, just like I just feel like opening a dialogue. I feel like King and Queen of Cups, one thing with these two, they're going to work out their emotions. If there's something that's bothering them, they're not just going to keep that stuff bottled up, because that's not healthy for water. Not healthy for anyone. But if you let that water just stagnate too long, it gets gross. It gets, it becomes a lot. But yeah, there's just something between us, communication, and I know that that's really another like no-brainer, but sometimes, we might be afraid of how the conversation might go, whatever, the reasons we might tell ourselves to not want to deal with this thing. But I really feel like, sometimes it's just something as simple as a conversation can prevent a spilt milk thing from happening. A lot of the times it can be just things that we've created in our mind. Maybe there's just some outer influence things, just with the Matrix that you happen to pick up and just got brought home. Who knows? But I will say, now we have this discussion. Now, let's say there's something where we've been maybe working on things and it's just getting, toxic situation, toxic relationship. Maybe we thought this was soulmates. We've been putting in this work. And if we can't seem to get past this thing, get over this funk, Taurus, I would never tell you what to do. You're in a judgment-free zone here. But we gotta make a decision, especially if this is hindering your growth. Because here's the thing too, it's not even just hindering your growth, Taurus. Even just we decide to stay in this toxic thing, it's hindering both of yours growth. Because if you got eyes on it but we're not doing anything about it, it's at some point, we'd have to take responsibility for the vibrations that we're staying in. And I'm not coming at you, Taurus, but it's just something to think about. I get where we want to, if we really wanted the thing to work or something along those lines, believe me, I absolutely understand. But if it's going to be a detriment to your health and your journey, your abundance, whatever, you know, we got to, it's a tough call, but we got to do what we got to do, you know, to raise that vibration. It's just part of the journey, you know, just part of the test. But, and again, that's not meant to get you to where you think that you can't, just because, and here's the thing too, just because maybe this situation didn't go down here, you know, we thought we came across a King of Cups, but it didn't quite work out. That's fine, because now that this space has been made, now that you get to take this time to focus on healing from this thing, you know, recovering, nurturing yourself, you know, get Queen of Cups, understanding what's going down, that gives you a chance once you start getting back in balance and your energy start aligning up here, Temperance. Then we start attracting, you know, a different King of Cups, you know, because there's more than one King of Cups. Because the King of Cups is a funny thing. He's thrown down an ocean, and the ocean is massive. There are more than one King of Cups down there. We just got, you know, we just may have gotten a surface level one. If you want some a little more deeper, then let's go. You get what I'm trying to get at, Taurus. But let's get some tarot on this. Ooh. Let's see what we have here, Taurus. Got it. Okay. Ha! See? I love it. Because we got the High Priestess, the Five of Swords, and the Page of Cups in reverse, but we have the Nine of Wands upright. And see, this is what I was saying, see, with the High Priestess. We were talking about your divine counterpart here. When we take the time and focus on this healing, look who came up. A High Priestess looking for some healing too, looking for some love, looking for her soulmate. But really, Taurus, just like how I was saying, trust your intuition earlier. You know, this is the High Priestess being in reverse. This is a sign that we're either we're missing signs, or we're noticing them, but we're ignoring them. We're trying, maybe we're hoping that with this, so maybe we're hoping that our intuition is wrong. You know, maybe we're hoping that things will work out. You know, if you know what I mean, Taurus, if this has been like a toxic thing for a while, but if something is telling you that it's not going anywhere, you know, like we can't seem to find any kind of options how to get out of this, you know, it's just been feeling defeated. It's gonna be tough, Taurus, you know, healing through whatever the situation looks like. But this is the Nine of Wands. It's a card of perseverance. You know, you have the strength for it. Make you your focus right now. Make you your habit. Because I bet you get, Taurus, you're being a fixed sign. You fixate on healing yourself and growing and getting yourself back in balance. Bet you'll attract, you are the Hierophant, but you'll attract someone, your divine counterpart, if that's what we're looking for, love. But just in general, you're going to do that. It'll bring internal healing. You know, this will bring, even just like, because sometimes even just with, it's a lot of stuff going on here, Taurus, because this could even be maybe something with like if this is not like love, this could be maybe with like a family member, maybe with some friends. But I just feel like being, with this Nine of Wands. Oh, okay, actually, we're done here, Taurus. Let's switch it back over. Because with just the last little bit with this Nine of Wands, this is a lot of energy, the Nine of Wands. This is the moon, the High Priestess, the moon in Sagittarius. And I bring that up. Sagittarius is an optimist. They're one of their biggest trademarks is that they're optimism. And when you think about the moon is going through various cycles. Sometimes the moon rules Cancers, and Cancers, when we're as we're growing, we're learning our emotions, and it varies from phase to phase, day to day, sometimes hour to hour. But all of that to say, this situation is going to test you. They're going to be as you're growing through this thing, there are going to be great days where you're like, yes, I got through this day, it was fantastic. And there are other ones that are going to really kind of push you, but it's seeing that there's more to come from this. This is not meant to keep you down. This is meant to revitalize you, get you to a place where you're just where you can just move on to where we can grow and really start attracting all of the things that we've wanted in life. Because you know, we had a tricky start here, but we can get to, because even with this court the flamingos card, if this is not like focusing on a relationship, you know, how, oh, that's something too, last little thing, think about too, another little thought. How's the relationship with ourselves? You know, just really, have you been in a place, you know, we kind of briefly talked about that. Have you been bringing yourself down? How's the self-esteem been doing? And if that's been something, really forming a soulmate bond with yourself, you know, the lovers, you know, forming that connection within you, you know, but something to think about, Taurus, in this. And always, you know, trust that intuition. Always. But I think I'm going to leave that there. So, yeah, give it a thumbs up, Taurus. Let's help get this energy around, you know, get this message around. Because it's, you know, this Black Widow, spilled milk, it's tough. It affects can affect the whole flow. But it can also bring great growth, great change. And you know what, Taurus, if you know someone who might be going through this thing, you know, let's share this. Let's help. Let's get Taurus out of this low vibration and start raising that up. And you know what, while you're at it, subscribe, hit that bell button. You get notified when I release videos each week, and how we can keep that going, Taurus. And you know what? Another thing too, while you're going through this stuff, you know, I've been on this meditation app for years, especially. That's really helped me out through spilled milk and Black Widow situations. This meditation app, Insight Timer, I created a group on there called Zodiacs Raising the Vibration. It's just a place to drop positive affirmations, encouraging messages. I mean, even tell your story. I mean, why not? You know, just like anything that's going to help just show that we all go through it, and it can take on just a million different forms, shapes, sizes, but we can all overcome this thing. And I feel like, you know, just something just to motivate us all as a soul tribe. You know, as it grows, actually, it's funny, you can schedule different meditations, and actually the High Priestess and I were working on High Priestess, and actually Queen of Cups too. Well, they were nature of our problem. We're getting some meditations figured out, so come on over, Taurus, and so we can get this stuff started. And all that information is in the description box. And then last little bit, I mean, you got two, really, some Cancer's cards to come over to my other channel, the Chariot and Friends. Not that you need them, but if you have any Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, you know, Saturn, wherever, Jupiter, wherever, come on over to my other channel, The Chariot and Friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. We talk about Queen of Cups, High Priestess, like lunar shenanigans all day. And all that housekeeping down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here so I can get you out of here. Queen of Swords, because now everything is making sense. What a strong finisher. Because here's the thing, like I was saying, you know, these spilled milks, these Black Widows, this stuff happens. And when you find yourself in this stuff, no matter how big it's small, let it go. You know, learn from it. Let's not just, hold on, let me back up. Let's just not just power through. Just even think with that Knight of Wands, let's not just power through. Let's figure out what lessons we got from this. But know that clarity is coming, and that this whole thing is going to make sense, you know, and why this has happened, and what growth is, and how this is going to help you grow looking forward. Because the Queen of Swords, she's always looking forward. This is Libra's card, you know, and this is like when we understand this stuff, it helps us find and take this time to reflect. It helps us find that balance, Taurus. Helps us just really understands the nature of this problem and what it's trying to. Oh, look at that. We get a bonus card here. You get two oracle cards here. But yes, and I love them because you got the fire card and then you got the cleanse card. But they're both in reverse, and that's fine. Because once we start cleaning up this mess, you know, really doing some internal cleaning, some spiritual searching, you know, and getting that all worked out, that's going to ignite that fire again. It's going to get that motivation. It's going to help us get to that next, you know, get through that cycle. It is going to help us, you know, go get our abundance and whatever that looks like there for you, Taurus. I am with it. So go out there and get it. But you stay safe out there, Taurus, with all this stuff here. Just be mindful, be aware, trust your intuition, okay? Because you got very intuitive figures here, so believe that, okay? And then always listen to that. And just raise your, focus on raising your vibration right now. Do some healing, do some things that you love, some loving things for yourself. Nurture your energy. And I will catch you on the next one later.